Hi everybody, Shannon Petrovich with Therapist Talks. Narcissistic Rage, Unleashing the Beast. In previous videos, we've talked about narcissism in relationships with empathic people and how do you know if you're involved with a narcissist. This video will focus specifically on narcissistic rage. If you know a narcissist, you know their rage is unlike any other. It is primal. Why is that? What triggers it? And what can you do to stay out of their crosshairs? Since the narcissist is essentially a fragile, often completely empty sense of self, wrapped up in a facade of grandiosity, bravado, arrogance, self-centeredness, and perhaps some charm, understanding the narcissistic rage demands that we understand the depth and brokenness of that structure of that person's insides. This empty hole inside the grand facade is a scary, dark place. Since there's no solid sense of self inside, the narcissist has built a structure around himself to protect from those feelings. The facade structure is rigid and solid and so deeply held to that no one can penetrate it without unleashing the beast. The narcissist feels such a deep sense of shame, worthlessness, hopelessness, helplessness, and despair when they see inside that it literally becomes a very survival level need to protect against that feeling. The surrounding structure they build involves beliefs that they are smarter, prettier, more special, more important, and should be noticed above all others and catered to and separated from and continually stroked and upheld. These beliefs are so ingrained into the personality that they don't even notice that they're not valid, that they're wrong to feel this way, to act this way, and that these behaviors, in fact, are a mental illness. Any suggestion of that, of course, to a narcissist would lead to catastrophic reactions. Narcissistic rage is what happens when the facade crumbles in any way and they experience that dark emptiness. It's so terrifying on such a very survival level that their perception is literally that you annihilated them. Since they perceive their facade as all they have, they will attack with all the intensity of a non-narcissist if they're being attacked and fearing for their very life. The amazing thing about this narcissistic reaction is that the slight might be so minuscule that you can't even remember or figure out what it was. If you try to reason with them or review what happened, the reality is not really important, and their perception of what you said or did will always take precedence over anyone else's reality. The facade is so critical and yet so fragile that any setback, disappointment, challenge, anytime they're not the center of attention or the attention they're getting is not exactly what they were looking for, anything which shatters the illusions of grandiosity, entitlement, or superiority can trigger that fragile inner inadequacy, shame, and vulnerability. Examples of narcissistic rage range from sarcasm, icy silent treatment, smoldering resentments, online put-downs to punish you, vicious gossip to turn others against you, other passive-aggressive attacks, all the way to intense outbursts, sudden fits of anger, breaking things, hitting things, and of course, ranges all the way to physical assault and even murder. The narcissist rage is always surprisingly unreasonable, disproportional, and cuttingly aggressive or intensely passive-aggressive, all because the narcissist's wants and wishes were not being catered to. The typical triggers can be seen in 7 basic categories. They include 1, not being the center of attention, 2, perceiving criticism. The narcissist's attempts to being seen as perfect are necessary to uphold that grandiose self-image. If a perceived state of perfection is challenged, it can lead to rage because they believe they're going to lose that admiration from other people if they're imperfect. Number 3, not getting their way. They need to be in control or they feel powerless and they will attack with a vengeance. Number 4, not being validated or continually stroked. If the facade is not continually polished by others, it fades and shatters. Number 5, being held accountable in any way. Not being treated as above the rules, being caught or called out for any inappropriate or irresponsible behavior, any violations of their normal rules, being caught in a lie, being caught in a manipulation, a situation of using someone or treating someone poorly. The reaction is always going to be rage. When we see someone react to being called out, sometimes we want to say, oh, maybe I was unfair to call them out, and that's why they reacted that way. You probably had a valid reason to call them out, and they're upset at the shattering of their perfection persona. When a narcissist feels that their hidden true self has been revealed, when their hidden behaviors or motivations are revealed, or when their importance is brought into question, rage will follow. So in summary, this narcissistic rage is related to the need for total control of their environment and others, including the need for revenge, for righting the wrong, and for undoing a hurt by whatever means. It's an attempt by the narcissist to turn from a passive sense of victimization to an active role of giving pain to others, while at the same time attempting to rebuild their own, actually false, sense of self. The rage serves to restore a sense of safety and power by destroying that which had threatened them. At times the rage is spontaneous, but at other times narcissistic rage is utilized as a manipulative tool. Like a spoiled child who throws a tantrum when not catered to, the narcissist attempts to use their rage to coerce other people around them to give in. At the same time, the intense drama helps them avoid the inner pain of seeing their own inadequacy and emptiness. Because the very structure of the self is so weak, they have difficulty ever maturing into genuine assertiveness, and instead they're prone to oversensitivity to any perceived or imagined injury. Self-care. For those who live or work with narcissists, remember that your own boundaries and self-care are critical. You have no power to change another person, and you can't manage their anger or their emotions, but you can protect yourself from them with a few basics. Keep your perceptive awareness. Keep your reality clear by talking with others that you trust and running the reality back and forth with them. Keep yourself out of their facade seduction. Keep using assertive and clear communications. Never give any ammunition. Since the narcissist will always hit you with everything they have and always try to hurt you as much as they perceive they've been hurt, they will use your most vulnerable information against you without batting an eye. Some of these things will help drive the narcissist to want to change. If they keep getting away with their behavior, there's never going to be a need for change, and there's no hope that they will. In the next couple of videos, we'll explore if a narcissist can change and what it would take for them to change, and also some of the surprising root causes of narcissism. If you appreciated this video, please like and share it. Subscribe to our channel by hitting the red subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified when new videos are released and you won't miss any. You can also see my video blog on my webpage, therapisttalks.com. Take good care of yourselves and create a wonderful day.